This is the first trial. There'll be lots of mistakes, and I'll be embracing all of them to learn more, and we can build a blog together. Thank you. Let's begin in a few more minutes. This session will run for 40 minutes, 3 minutes to 35. I would say 40 minutes to max because that's all it allows us to. If you decide to join in the middle of the session, by all means, you're most welcome. So let's begin. Go side to side on your sit bones, pushing them down, feeling them, noticing them, rounding them as you settle down. Your position may be adjusting as you go side to side and then coming to the center, beginning your sit bones down, elongating your spine all the way to your crown. And allow your body to breathe naturally. I'll be going through the centering very quickly because I already have a recorded video for you to watch it. So I'll be getting into the stretches and poses. Allow your body to breathe naturally. Take a breath in and breathe in and breathe in. And as you breathe out, lead through your heart. Make sure your sternum is lifted up. Lead through your heart. Hinge at the hip, folding forward. Breathe out completely, making sure your spine stays lengthened, elongated. And then breathe in as you lift up. Breathe out as you round, rolling back onto your sacrum. Breathe out completely. Breathe in, lifting up back up into the center. And breathe out, lead through your heart, hinge at the hip, folding forward. Breathe in, lift up back up into the center. And breathe out as you roll back. Breathe in, come back into the center. And breathe out, lead through your heart, hinge at the hip, folding forward. Breathe in, lifting up back into the center one more time. Round as you roll onto your sacrum. So rounding your spine, bringing your belly button in, breathing out completely, and breathe in, lifting back up into the center. Your center. Take a breath in. And now tilt your head to the right, dropping your right earlobe, but keeping your left shoulder down, away from your ear. Breathe in and out as you hold the pose. Breathe in, lift up back into the center. Breathe out, tilting your head to the other side, dropping your right shoulder down. Breathe in and out as you move. Breathe in, lift up back into the center. And breathe out as you roll your head to the right. Turning your head to the right. Looking over your right shoulder. Breathe in and out as you hold the pose, keeping your chin in line with your sternum. Make sure your chin is not poked out or pushed in. Breathe in. Breathe in, come back into the center. Breathe out, turning your head to the other side. Looking over your right shoulder, watch you. Looking over your left shoulder, watch your right shoulder. Make sure your right shoulder stays down, away from your ear. Shoulder blades towards your hip. Breathe in and out. Chin is in line with your sternum. Not poked out or pushed in. Breathe in, come back into the center. And breathe out. Roll your chin in towards the chest. Breathe out completely and then breathe in and out. Hold the pose. Notice the stretch around your collarbone, allowing your breath to flow through the stretch. And on your inhalation, untuck very slowly, and very slowly start lifting your head as if you're stacking up your vertebrae one on top of the other. Keep lifting. Lift up your heart center. Lift up your pelvic floor. Lift up your head and hold your head up. Do not let your head drop behind you, keeping your both shoulder blades down, shoulders down, away from your ears. Breathe in and out as you hold your breath. Pose. On your next inhalation, push your chin towards the ceiling. Lift up your head, bring it back into the center, and then breathe. Take a breath in. And now drop your head to the side, right side, and make a half a circle as you breathe out. And breathe in as you lift up from your other side. Neck rolls. Breathe out to your right. Go very slowly with an awareness onto your movement and your breath. When you come back into the center, go the other way. Breathe out to your left. And breathe in from your right. Breathe out to your left. And breathe in from your right. One more. Breathe out to your left. And breathe in from your right. When you come back into the center, stay there. Uncross your legs, stretch them out, shake them off. And once again, try to find your comfort pose. We'll be working on a little bit of our shoulders, and then we'll get into gentle centering meditation. And then we'll work on our stretches and few poses. Bringing your both arms on either side, take a breath in. And out. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Allow your head to sink in. Keep lifting as much as you can. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold the pose, don't hold the breath. Hold it as per your capacity. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And once you settle down physically, roll your head side to side. Massaging the muscle in your neck, in your around your collarbone. And then come back into the center, breathe in and out very slowly, dropping your shoulders down. Keeping your spine elongated, bring your hands onto your shoulders. Breathe in, lift up your elbows up over your head. And then breathe out as you make a circle with your elbows on either side. Breathe and lift up. Breathe, breathe and lift up. Breathe out. Two more. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe. One more. Breathe and lift up. Breathe out. And then go the other way. Change the direction. Breathe and lift up. From behind, forward, and down as you breathe out. Massaging your either side of your chest. Breathe in and out. You can bring your elbows together. Allow them to kiss if it's comfortable for you. Breathe in, lift up. And breathe out. One more. Breathe in, lift up. And breathe out. Keeping your arms on your lap. Make sure you're once again very comfortable. Always have a support to provide a comfort. Because if your physical body is not comfortable, your breath body and mind body is not going anywhere. The union of your breath, body, and mind has to be maintained throughout the practice. Once you settle in, we'll be doing some breathing again. And we'll do 3-part yoga. Make a fist with your hands. As you start breathing in, start rolling your shoulders forward, all the way up to the ears. Clench your teeth, clench it, you're creating tension upper body, squeezing all your facial muscles. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And as you exhale with a big sigh of a sound, back and down, bringing your shoulder blades towards the deeper pocket of your back body. Allowing your fingers to relax, facial muscles to soften. Keeping your jaw soft, relaxed. We'll be practicing one more time. Once you settle down a bit, once your breath comes to natural, Make a fist with your hands. As you start breathing in, start rolling your shoulders forward, all the way up to the ears. Clench it, you're creating tension of the body, squeezing all your facial muscles. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And exhale, roll your shoulder blades with a big sigh of sound back and down. Allowing your fingers to let go. Facial muscles to soft, to soften. Eyes closed, letting. Take your time to settle down. Practicing meditation is not about bringing the rigidity. It's about observing your thoughts, your body, and letting go with your each breath. Keep breathing naturally. And making sure your body, your position is very comfortable into your Sukhasana. Once you settle down, take a notice of the physical world around you, using all your senses, noticing all the stimulation, the information from around the world, from your environment, physical environment. Observe everything, feel everything. Without responding to any of the information coming to you or coming onto the surface. Let that information go by you. Have no reaction. And without judging anything, let it go. Let it go with your each out breath as you ground further. And once you settle in, shift your awareness onto your physical body as you close all the doors to your outer world, leaving your emphasis of the day outside. And noticing your body, noticing your sense, feeling the ground or the support. Ground them further as you elongate your spine, creating a space in between your vertebrae, keeping your chin in line with your sternum, elongating all the way from your base to your crown, top of your head, keeping your shoulders down, arms rested, fingers relaxed, facial muscles soften. If you feel awkward or rigidity or locked in into your physical body, make it comfortable. Find your pose as you begin your practice. And once your body feels at ease, shift your awareness onto your breath body. Noticing how your breath enters into your physical body through your nostril. Changes the shape of your cavities. Noticing the expansion with your in-breath and contraction with your breath. Our breath is our life, keeps us alive, stimulates circulation, supports all our 11 systems in our body. Keep breathing naturally as you observing the patterns of your breath, noticing the relationship between your breath and body. And establishing the foundation to connection, foundation for our wellness. Once your breath settles down, moves with your body, shift your awareness onto your mind. Our mind is a monkey, jumps from one thought to the other. Observe, noticing every thought coming onto the surface, without responding to any of those thoughts or distraction. Allow them to be softened with your each in-breath and out-breath. And if it's very hard to get rid of any thoughts or soften any thoughts, take a single thought which is closest to your heart and feel free to go on a date. Keep breathing as you allow your mind to connect with your breath and body to establish the foundation of well-being. And once you settle down into your breath, body and the mind, on your next inhalation, take a breath into your belly. Inflate your belly like a balloon, your Buddha belly. And breathe out very slowly, maintaining the length in your spine. Squeezing your belly at the end. And breathing again into your belly. Into your lower chest. Lifting up the neck. And breathe out very slowly. Squeezing your belly at the end. Breathing into your belly. Into your lower chest. And into your upper chest, expanding your rib cages just sideways, filling up underneath your collarbone behind the sternum. And breathe out very slowly from top to bottom, squeezing your belly at the end. And breathe in all three parts. And breathe out very slowly. Squeezing your belly at the end. Two more. Your three-part yogic breath. Take a breath. And breathe out in your Ujjayi, ocean sound breathing. One. 4. 3. 2. And last. Hold the breath out as you squeeze your belly button in, bringing it in towards your spine, lifting your diaphragm up towards your heart center, your external kumbhaka. Hold it as per your capacity and observe the dialogues between your mind and the body. Breathe in very slowly, allowing your belly to expand, lower chest to lift up, upper chest to expand to the sideways, filling up underneath your collarbone behind the stern. And hold the breath in. You have created a space in your abdominal and thoracic cavity, and you're allowing the breath to flow through the space you have created. Always hold it as per your capacity. And breathe out very slowly, allowing your breath to settle down, body to breathe naturally. And allow your eyes to open very softly, using all your senses to look at your physical world, the friends around you, things around you, sounds around you. And relax your hands, lift them up, lift your knees up, stretch your legs up, and shake them off. If you're using any support, you can get rid of that support if it's comfortable for you, or else be supported. Shake your legs, stretch your ankles, on your knees, so allow your legs to shake it off. And your back, stretch your knees to the mat of the ground. Make sure you're always safe, practicing safe, keeping awareness on your breath, body, and the mind brings the maximum benefit from our yoga practice. And then once you settle down, bend your knees, soften your knees, keeping your toes towards you, bring your hands forward, breathe in, soften through your elbows, drop your shoulders down, And then breathe out as you stretch your arms, stretch your fingers. Breathe in and out, bring your hands to the side and pushing your heels of your hands, grounding them. Breathe in and out, reaching out to your heels, stretching your legs. Make sure you are not hyperextending, so knees are not locked. Always have a space beneath your knees, so you can always have a support if you think your backside of your knees touching the ground. Breathe in and out, stretch through your toes. Your toes may be numb or tingly. You can massage them, or doing this, practicing this stretch will get rid of the tingling or the numbness. Breathe in, bring your toes towards you, reaching out to your heels, flexion and extension. Breathe in, bring your toes towards you, reaching out to your heels, and breathe out, stretch through your toes. Breathe in, bring your toes towards you, flare them as much as you can. Then breathe out, curve them, make a seat with your soles. Breathe in, bring your toes towards you, flare them. And breathe out, curl them, make a seat with your soles. One more. Breathe in, bring your toes towards you, flare them. And breathe out, curl them, make a seat with your soles. Breathe in, bring your toes towards you. Breathe out, stretch your toes. Extension. Breathe in, bring your toes towards you, and rotation. Adding rotation at your ankles, softening your knees. Rotation at your hip joint. Very gentle one, but still your hips are rotating. And then go the other way. Breathing in and out. Never hold your breath unless it's advised. Always allow your body to move with your breath. And then when you come back into the center, widen your legs a little bit. Keep rotating at your ankle as you add your torso into it. Breathe in, you open up your body. Breathe out as you fold a little bit. Keep your spine elongated. Don't drop your head. Don't take that weight of your head. Don't add your weight of your head onto your neck. Breathe in, open up, and then breathe out, you close. Know your body, know your capacity, work your way up. And when you come back into the center, go the other way. Keep your arms soft. Idea is to not to bring any rigidity while practicing. Idea is to not bring the stress. Idea is to let go into your practice. Even if you don't do 100%, don't fold 100%, it's okay. Bring the pleasure while you're practicing. And when you come back up into the center, stretch your legs out, shaking off again. And let's do the side stretches. If you decide to cross leg, make sure you bring your one knee in, drop it on one side, and then bring your other knee in, drop it on the other side. And if you think that you're slouching a little bit, always grab a blanket or the pillow or the your block, whatever is comfortable for you, beneath your sits, and elevate yourself a little bit so you won't be slouching. Blanket is the best way to do it. You can always add a bolster, soft one, or the pillow, and then come back into the center. Bring your both hands on either side. Breathe in, sun breath. Lift up your arms over your head. Breathe out, turn your palms, pushing the energy with your heels of your hands. Bring it down. Two more. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, turn your palms, pushing the energy with your heels of your hands. Bring it down. One more. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, pushing the energy with your heels of your hands. Bring it down. Breathe and lift up your left arm up. Breathe out, slide your right arm away from your body. If you think that you're slouching on your right, you are arching on your right, but you're stretching on your left, but you're not collapsing on your right. So make sure you have enough space and you're not collapsing. In order to provide that or do so, you want to make sure soften your elbow, drop your right shoulder, take a breath in and out. As you walk your fingertips, you push your left intercostal muscles out and allowing your left hand to go to the right as you soften your right elbow. Further, Breathe in and out. Keep your left hip grounded, right hip grounded. Breathe in and out. Check your neck, make it soft. Walk your fingers. You can get a little bit deeper stretch. Breathe and lift up your upper arm. Allow that upper arm to lift you up, turn your palm, bring it down. Do the other side. Breathe in, lift up your right arm. Breathe out, slide, soften, drop. Breathe in and out, grounding your right hip, allowing your right arm to come to your left side. Walk your fingers, pushing your intercostal muscles out, shaking your neck. Breathe in. Breathe and lift up your upper arm. Allow your body to lift up with your upper arm. Breathe out, hand come down. Breathe in, lift up your both arms. Breathe out, turn your torso to the left. Drop your left hand behind you or to the side. Right hand goes outside of your left thigh. Pushing your back hand into the ground, lift up your head, your chin, and your sternum. They are in one line. You'll be twisting gently at your lumbar, rotating at your thoracic. And then, if it's comfortable, then you add your cervical spine into it. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, start twisting at your lumbar. You created a space, and then you're using the space to breathe a twist into it. Breathe in and out, adding that rotation. Breathe out completely. Your head is in line with the sternum. But if you think that you can rotate your cervical spine, feel free. Make sure you're not leaning behind or onto your hand. Breathe in and out. Turn your head to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Breathe in and make sure your right arm is relaxed. It's supported. It's holding your thigh, but make sure it's not squeezing. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, head comes back into the center. Release your left hand up. Release your right hand up. And breathe out, turn your torso to the right. Drop your left hand outside of your right thigh. Drop your right hand behind you or to the side, 4 to 6 inches away. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, twist and rotate. Breathe in and out, adding your cervical. You can always turn your left palm, add more rotation. Always find the space and then rotate or twist. Breathe in, head comes back into the center. Release your right hand over your head. Release your left hand over your head and then breathe out, hands to the side and down. Bring your hands forward, walk your hands forward and lift up your sits off the mat and come into your table pose. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, upper soles are flat. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hip distance apart. If you have any pain in your shoulders and can't have your hands shoulder width apart, you can have a little bit wider. You can always, if you have any pain in your wrist, you can always fold the mat. Or you can bring your palms onto some sort of support, eye pillow, and then pushing that into the ground, making sure you are comfortable, your wrists are comfortable. Okay. And this third one to do so, I don't know whether you can see it or not, you can spread your fingers, ground through the bases. So begin with your middle finger, stretch your middle, ground through your base, stretch your index, ground through your base, stretch your thumb, ground through your base, and then claw your palms, pulling your fingers towards you. You're clawing them, keeping the center of your palm hollow or the space in the center. Keep your tailbone elongated, keeping your spine straight. Take a breath in and out. Draw your belly button in towards the spine, rolling your chin in towards the chest, dropping your crown down. Breathe out completely and then breathe in as you lift your hips. Tilt your lower back. Dropping your floating ribs as you lift up your heart center, gliding your shoulder blades down towards your hips, lifting your heart center. Idea is not to drop. Idea is not to drop your head behind you. Idea is to feel that length as you open up the front. Breathe in and out. Draw your belly button in towards the spine, rounding it as you roll your chin in towards the chest. And then breathe in as you lift your hips. Tilt your lower back, dropping your floating ribs, lifting your heart center as you lift up your head. Allow your shoulder blades to glide towards your hips. Breathe in. Breathe in, flat spine. Breathe out, widening your knees, toes together, sitting back towards your heels. Keeping your spine straight. Allow your forearms to ground. If your hips doesn't touch your heels, it's okay. You can always have a support, have a little bit lifted, but make sure you feel the comfort. And then you can have a pillow in between, and then you can have your forearms turn into a pillow. Ground, drop your forehead onto your pillow, or you can have your chest drop onto the ground and forehead touching the ground. Breathe in and out as you stay there. This is a Mandukasana, the modified version of Mandukasana. Surrendering. As you open up your hips, sacroiliac joint. Stretching your abdominal muscles. The groins as well. Breathe in, lift up, back up. Slide your hands towards you. And lift your hips off the heels and come into your table pose. We'll get into down dog because we don't have a lot of time. Grounding your palms, hands underneath, hands shoulder width apart, clawing your palms, tuck your toes under. Breathe in, lift up your knees, and allow your chest to move towards your thighs as you lift your hips further. Allow your hips to lift further. Pull your belly button in as you drop your head down. Crown drops, head is in between your hands. Idea is not to stretch your legs fully to begin with. Idea is to make sure you maintain the length in your spine. Check your neck. Neck is soft, head is dropped. Take a breath in. And out. Drop your right heel, stretching your right side, stretching your right hamstring, calf muscle. Lifting your right toes and lift up your right heel. Drop your left heel down, lifting your left toes off the mat. Breathe in, keep walking. Walk it out, heel to toe. Bring your belly button in towards the spine if you feel like it, if it's comfortable. As you walk your dog, when you lift your hips up, that will give you a little space to lift your hips further. Breathe in. And then bring your both soles onto the ground. Breathe in, check your neck, neck is soft. Lift up your right leg, back and behind you, stretching through your toe. Breathe in and out, bend your knee, bring it towards your elbow. Breathe. Breathe in, lift the back up. Breathe. Breathe in, lift the back up. Breathe. Breathe in, lift the back up. Next time, you're going to step forward in between your hands. Step forward. When you step forward, lift up your left heel. Step forward with your right foot. Keeping your 10 toes facing forward. Pushing your fingertips into the ground. You can always use a block or something to elevate you if it's difficult. Make sure your knee stays over the ankle. Lift up your heart center. As you push your back heel towards the ground. Doesn't matter whether it touches or not. Breathe in. Breathe in and out, soften. Release your right leg back and behind you, stretching through your right toe, and then bring it down. Go to the other side. Walk it up, hinge toes, toes to heel. Bring your both soles onto the ground. Take a breath in. Lift up your left leg, stretching through your toe, back and behind you. Breathe in and check your leg. Breathe in and out, bend your left knee. Bring it in towards your elbow. Breathe in. 2 more. Breathe. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe. Breathe in, lift up. Next time you're going to bring it into the center. Breathe in, and now step forward with your left. Keeping your knee over the ankle and towards the center of the pinky toe. Breathe in, you're going to lift up our heart-centered lunge. Lift up your heart-centered chin. Allow your back heel to go towards the ground. 10 toes are facing forward. Breathing in. Breathe in. Release your left leg back and behind you. Stretching it out as you drop your right. Breathe in and now drop your foot. Drop your knees. Sit back on your heels. Slide your heels down. If it's uncomfortable to sit back on your heels, you can always have a pillow block or arms folded and drop your forehead onto your pillow. But if you are comfortable, slide your hands down, drop your shoulders down, turn your palms up, surrender. It's your practice. Once you know what your body likes, dislikes, you start accommodating your pose and slowly working your way up. It's not about competition. It's a non-competitive, non-judgmental practice to allow your mind to connect with your breath, body, to build a foundation for awareness and well-being. Lift up as you breathe in. Thank you so much for joining with me today, and I hope you enjoy the short practice session. Namaste. Ubuntu.